Wait, remember Bakugan? During the mid-2000s craze of cartoons and card games going hand in hand, everyone was in line to develop the next big hit that can rival or at least capture some of the space that the biggest out there at the time were occupying. Bakugan was no different, wanting to hit the market hard with a new concept that blended a card game and rollable transforming action figures together. And of course, there would be a cartoon to go alongside all of that as well. Today we are going to take a look at Bakugan Battle Brawlers, see what it was all about, and ultimately what happened to it.
Welcome back to the 25 Days of Fringe Miss, where there's going to be brand
Wait. Double Fringe Miss. Oh, you only thought you were gonna get 25 videos this year? Look at you. You look silly. But I'm here to fix that because I'm going to give you not only 25 videos, but I'm giving you 50 videos. I have 2 channels. That's 2 Fringe Misses. Each day there'll be a brand new video on both channels for 25 days. I haven't slept in months. Enjoy the content. Or don't. Bakugan first came together thanks to the American inventor Aldrich Saussure. Funny enough, when he was on a trip to Walmart looking through the toy aisle and sparking up the idea of action figures that would be inside of a marble and jotting down the idea and coming up with what that would initially look like. He took his concept for whatever this would be to Spin Master, meeting with the executives there who just happened to be trying to rethink the marble for the modern age. What else can be done with a spherical concept? Suffice to say, they were pretty into it. Quickly after this, a prototype of the toy would be designed and then brought to Sega's toy division in Japan, and Sega saw the vision of what to do, combining the use of the toys themselves with a card game, designing how it would all work. After putting this all together and fleshing it out into a full-on game to play, Canada became the test market to help them see that there was enough appeal here for Spin Master to start bringing Bakugan around the world. Since 2006, with the test bed in Canada, the game would start to take off, becoming pretty popular over the next few years as the other parts outside of the game itself were coming out and making an attachment with audiences. The game would make use of metal cards that would activate the magnetic spring-loaded figures, so you get that satisfying feeling of a ball rolling and coming to a transforming stop when it landed on the card. Yeah, it was kinda cool. The goal of the battle or brawl was to capture your opponent's 3 gate cards, and in the anime, you'd get a fun slowing down of time when these battles enter into the playing field they brawl on. And yeah, that's also pretty cool, honestly. Now, of course, there are a lot more mechanics to the game overall, but I really want to speak more so on the show rather than the physical card game. Cut to Ronan Harari, the co-founder and co-CEO of Spin Master, seeing the larger picture of what Bakugan could be, thinking that a cartoon in conjunction would be perfect for the landscape. To make this a reality though, he reached out to the president of Sega Toys, Isao Kokubun, and offered $6 million to get an anime in production. TMS Entertainment and Japan Vistech would be tapped to produce what would become Bakugan Battle Brawlers, the anime, hitting the airwaves in April of 2007 in Japan, and Nelvana jumping in to bring the show to North America, specifically first to Canada, in July of the same year. It wouldn't be until February of 2008 that Bakugan would be syndicated to the US on Cartoon Network, and Bakugan was now out there in a bunch of different markets. The first season of the show would have 52 episodes in total and follow the main character of Dan Kuso, a kid who happens upon a deck of cards that fall from the sky like light finding the Death Note.
Stick around for more Bakugan Battle Brawlers! Now back to Bakugan Battle Brawlers!
Through this, him and his friend really began to develop the whole card game out of this, something that him and a group of other online friends all get into now. And through this, they find themselves at the center of something much bigger than a random toy and card game, now fighting against the threat of the Doom beings for the fate of the Bakugan's home dimension, Vestroia, which is where the Bakugan themselves come from, as their world is merging with our world and others. Dan and his friends eventually come across Naga, the evil Bakugan who stole the Silent Core, which once was his prison, now seeking to complete the Perfect Core, only needing the other half of it, which is the Infinity Core, to use its power to conquer the universe. Dan Kuso is the main protagonist of the show, with his Bakugan partner being Dragonoid, or Drago for short. He's just obsessed with the game of Bakugan and aspires to become the best brawler to ever live, which is like me inventing something and saying, I'm the best at it. Like, yeah, no duh, but at least there are now a bunch of other players involved, and technically, he isn't the best yet. So I guess there's something there for him to really aspire to be. He's a pretty impulsive character, main protagonist syndrome leading him to be a little overconfident sometimes. But as the show goes on, we meet the rest of the main characters that we will deal with throughout the show, like Shun, who is his best friend and helped him develop the game. There's Runo, who is always ready for a challenge and can be a little hot-headed as a result. There's Marucho, who is a pretty smart character and comes from great wealth and can spit out tons of knowledge when needed and is also shown to be pretty generous. Julie is a bit all over the place, but always brings a positive attitude in bad moments. And then there's Alice, who is very into the game of Bakugan but doesn't play it herself, wanting to always provide the knowledge of the game and support her friends instead. Even if this annoys some of the other characters, her comments or advice are usually pretty helpful and oftentimes correct. Each brawler builds a connection to one of the Bakugan that they use for battles, essentially making them their partner Bakugan, being able to speak with them and throughout the show develop and explore their relationships as partners in the connection of battle brawling and wanting to help the Bakugan with their own world issues. Like I mentioned, Dan has a very deep connection with Drago, working together with him as well as he is shown always taking great care of the sphere that Drago is to him when not triggered to come out in battle. We get to see how that relationship develops as they start off at odds, but Drago warms up to him as they begin to understand one another. The Doom Beings are what the main villains of the first season of Bakugan Battle Brawlers are referred to as. This is all led by Naga, with the main objective of ruling Earth and Vestroya. He has no legions and breaks out of his captured seal in Vestroya, causing the other core that he is after, the Infinity Core, to end up on Earth, making Earth's world in just as much trouble as the Bakugan's world. Aiding in this for Naga is Hal G, and he is this altered, transformed state of a human, now turned into whatever he is now after messing with the Silent Core and leading him to be a follower of Naga. And really this boils down to a personality / alter ego split from who he really is, which is Michael, Alice's grandfather. And to continue on to that, there is Masquerade, another brawler who wants to banish the other Bakugan to the Doom dimension through the use of his Doom card, all in the efforts of taking his Hydronoid to the next level, wanting it to become the ultimate Bakugan, being that he is the now top-ranked brawler out there. But there's something more interesting with this mysterious character other than being this random rival character who has some sort of evil plot that is aligned with the other bad guys. And at first it seems that this character tries to break through to Alice to try and mess with Dan and his group of brawling friends, but similar to Michael, who has this alter ego, Masquerade is an alter ego as well, and this time it's a closer person to the group than just a character's grandfather. But I'll let the show kind of reveal that one to you.
This double Fringe Miss is brought to you by Gamer Subs.
Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Gamer Subs, am I right? I know we've been down this road before, but look at the facts. Less than a calorie per serving. It's sugar-free. Supporting them really helps support me, so thank you to everyone who has been supporting them. You guys are awesome. Use code FRINGE 10% off. Gamer Subs. The series in general was toned down a bit from the original Japanese episodes, cutting out anything that would be seen as too violent and the usual fare of things we see cut down anyway. But oddly enough, Bakugan would go on to be a massive hit in North America, combating the best of them out there, hitting huge sales numbers thanks to the toys, and it grew so much here in comparison to Japan that the show itself began to be favored here first before Japan would get the following 3 seasons of the show. The next season of the show is titled New Vestroya, and it would bring with it another 52 episodes and release in 2009, not making its way to air in Japan until early 2010. We get to start seeing the evolution of Bakugan here though, as there was an emphasis put more so on the tactics in battle and adding in more types of Bakugan. And as the seasons would go on, we'd also get introductions of new bad guys and good guys that raise the stakes like most anime, or just properties like this in general do, so that new things can come out of the property physically. The show overall would last up until 2012 with its 4th season in North America before it would finish its overall run. But for the final season, Japan wouldn't even get it until September of 2018. The show was received pretty well by the fans in North America, but the physical aspect of it is what was dominating. The cards mixed with the toys were a huge hit, contributing to a massive $1.6 billion in earnings from the merchandise by just 2010.
Stick around for more Bakugan Battle Brawlers. Now back to Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
At this point in my life, when Bakugan was becoming a thing, I never really paid it too much attention, putting my focus elsewhere on things I already had like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But I did originally give the first release of the products and the show a try, only to fall off of it pretty quick. It was never because I thought the show or toys and cards were bad or anything, but more so that I never really connected with it and just didn't give it any real focus. Revisiting the series now, I can see why it became so popular. The mechanic is cool and flashy, and perfect for the main demographic it was aimed at. So of course they would buy in, and even when it was stopping some things in 2012, there was still a lot of love there for the franchise that has led to more from Bakugan happening in more recent years, like Bakugan Battle Planet and the full-on 2023 reboot of the property that is making a new comeback that seems to carry on the brand further. As far as Japan falling off from the initial series, there would be some Japanese exclusive continuations of the anime, so that's at least cool to see. But Bakugan had a strong grip on the toy market mostly, but it did leave a good impression with the original anime as well. It's not half bad either, and I'm surprised how well it held up and how much fun it can be, gripping you to watch the next episode after you finish one. I think there are a lot of cool things that the property introduced, both in the form of the show itself and with the physical side of things. It feels weird or something that this big would happen and go past me, and be this big while I thought it slowly fell off and died or something, but it was just me not paying any attention. Because I'm sure if I did, I can see myself really being into something like this at the age I was back then, and probably still enjoying it even more now. Once I find myself with some more free time, I may personally dive further into Bakugan, especially with the newer stuff that is more recent, and who knows, I could really get into the actual physical game itself. The initial anime pushes really hard into bringing more lore into the show, and I appreciate that it's looked into more than just being context that is given and never really shown. So if you decide to give the original series a try, I'd still recommend it. Just don't look for it to really help you in playing the game itself. Most card game based shows have that issue, but that doesn't harm the fun action that's on screen. Plus, yes, the theme song absolutely slaps. It's been stuck in my head for a while now, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But let me know your thoughts on Bakugan Battle Brawlers, if you ever got into the series or fell off from the series or are still into the series with what they are doing now with it in the comments below. The fandom for this series is strong here, and I love seeing a thriving community of fans expressing their love for it. I've been Jordan Fringe. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Later.